vamos a adelantar un poco más rápido. Burt Devlin visita Collingwood, decidido a hacer las paces con Victoria, y para ello le asegura que ya no está interesado en la vida privada de Barnabás, que solo le importa a ella y su futuro juntos, y que la ama inmensamente. Cuando parece que todo está arreglado entre ellos, Vicky le pide un gran favor: que se disculpe personalmente con Barnabás. Al fin y al cabo, él estaba realmente muy ofendido y sería un gran gesto de su parte si lo hace. Victoria le avisa que él llegará pronto a dejarle un libro y será la oportunidad perfecta para que se disculpe con él. A Burt no le queda más remedio que aceptar por el bien de la relación con su prometida. Poco después, Barnabás se presenta con el libro, según lo acordado, y se sorprende ante la presencia de Burt, pero aún más cuando él solicita hablarle a solas.
What is it you want to talk to me about?
I'm afraid I've been the victim of an overactive imagination.
Oh?
And I'm afraid I've caused you some discomfort. I guess I've been acting rather like a snoopy neighbor peering out from behind the drapes. I also went too far. I talked about something I didn't really see, and I mentioned my suspicions to Vicky. Oh, I shouldn't say suspicions. I should say questions.
That is a better word.
Burt le hace ver que su persona ha despertado mucho interés en todo el pueblo, en vista de que es muy poco lo que se sabe de él.
Well, I hadn't thought of myself that way, but if you say that's the impression I give, well, then I'm willing to accept it. I'm afraid I've sought privacy too hard. I didn't know the cost would be so high.
Barnabás se ofrece a contarle cualquier cosa que desee saber sobre él, y aunque Burt se siente claramente tentado, solo quiere que acepte sus disculpas.
I accept gladly, but with the regret that it had to come to this.
And I accept you for what you are, a man who likes privacy, but rather interesting nonetheless.
En la casa vieja, Julia comienza a sentir una extraña presencia en el salón.
Hello?
Ella busca a su alrededor y se da cuenta de que se trata del fantasma de Sara. Al no obtener respuesta, sale a buscarla por el bosque.
Sarah. Where are you? Sarah.
Pero allá afuera no hay señales de la niña. Algún tiempo después, Barnabás regresa.
Barnabas.
What is it?
She was here.
Who?
Julia le cuenta su experiencia. Ella señala el álbum de la familia Collins, que misteriosamente se ha dejado abierto en la página donde sale el retrato de Sara. Después nos muestran a Willie, quien también ve la silueta de la niña parada afuera, frente a la ventana.
Where are you? Where are you?
Willie, who are you shouting at?
Oh, Sarah.
Couldn't see her.
Well, I'm telling you, I did.
Well, she's not here now.
I know. Well, when I shouted at her, she disappeared.
Disappeared?
Yeah. She disappeared.
Well, why did she appear just at the window? Why didn't she come into the house?
I don't know, Barnabas. I don't understand any of it. I only know what I saw.
Barnabás se vuelve algo suspicaz. Receloso, le pregunta si ha estado hablando con la doctora Hoffman y manifiesta sus sospechas de que ellos dos estén inventando esas historias sobre Sarah.
Why would I do that?
Don't lie to me, Willie. I know you would.
Well, I'm not lying. I tell you, I saw her.
You know what would happen to you if I found out that you were lying.
Now, why would I lie? Why would Vicky Winters lie? Or David, or Dr. Hoffman, or any of them? You're afraid, aren't you? You're afraid she's going to appear to one of them and tell them the truth about you.
She wouldn't do that.
Wouldn't she?
She wouldn't do anything to harm me. She was devoted to me as I was to her.
Then why won't she come to you?
What?
Why does she disappear every time you're nearby if she loves you so much?
I don't know.
Willie le aconseja que encuentre a su hermana antes de que otra persona lo haga primero y ella revele la verdad sobre él.
She couldn't be frightened of me. My own sister. She couldn't be. Why won't she come to me? Where is she?
En la mansión Collingwood, vemos a David mirando con atención la esfera de cristal que hace meses atrás le había regalado Burke. Caroline entra para avisarle que la cena está servida. Él contesta que está demasiado ocupado tratando de descubrir el paradero de Sarah.
Oh, your mysterious playmate. She isn't mysterious to me. Everyone's looking for her, and I'm the only one that can find her.
By looking into that crystal ball.
Yes.
David, if you don't obey me right now and get ready for dinner, I'll ask your father to take that thing away from you. And he will.
He can't take it away from me. It's mine.
He'll punish you if you don't obey me. Now go and get ready for dinner.
Oh, okay. Wait.
En eso, David cree ver una sombra en el cristal. Emocionado, revela que ahora sabe dónde puede encontrar a su amiga. Decidido a buscarla, comienza a discutir con Caroline cuando justo tocan a la puerta. Joe pasa a visitar a David. Le cuenta que estuvieron buscando a su amiga Sarah, pero no pudieron hallarla. Al niño no le extraña eso. Joe recuerda que el otro día él les contó que había un lugar secreto donde ella podría estar. Y él necesita que le diga dónde es. David se niega, ya que prometió mantenerlo en secreto. Pero Joe insiste, haciéndole ver que la niña representa la única esperanza que tienen de rastrear al maníaco que secuestró a Maggie, ya que están seguros de que ella sabe de quién se trata.
Now, you want to help us, don't you, Davy?
Well, sure.
Well, then you got to tell me anything you know, anything that might help us find Sarah.
Well, I know where Sarah is.
You do?
Yes.
Where is she, Davy? You got to tell me, for Maggie's sake.
She was playing at the secret place, and she's there right now.
Pero David no puede llevar a Joe.
I can go there myself.
Así que se ofrece a ir él mismo a buscarla. Caroline lo detiene, explicándole a Joe que no puede permitir que su primo salga solo en medio de la noche, a recorrer el bosque en busca de una misteriosa niña.
Surely you understand.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Oh, I'm not afraid of the dark.
David, you cannot go out tonight. That is final. You can find her tomorrow. Now, Mrs. Johnson has your dinner ready. Go and wash your face and hands. Joe, do you really think we'll find something?
I hope so. She's the only lead we've got.
I don't think David will be able to help you. I can't believe the little girl he talks about is the one you're looking for.
I don't know. The way he describes her, she sounds exactly like the little girl that Sam saw. And that girl knew where Maggie was.
Then she could be the same one.
I think it's possible. As long as it is, Carol. As long as it is, we've got to locate her. We've just got to.
De vuelta en la casa vieja, Willie enciende las velas mientras Barnabás reflexiona sobre la posibilidad de que Sarah revele su secreto. Él no cree que ella quiera traicionarlo.
It's dark now. Come, we must go out.
Out? Where?
To search for her. To find her.
Well, you think you might know where she is?
I know a logical place to find her.
Where?
Her final resting place. Her grave.
The Collins tomb?
Yes.
Do we have to go there tonight?
Yes, Willie, we must. Come.
Mientras tanto, David llega al cementerio de Eagle Hill y comienza a llamar a Sarah.
Sarah! Are you here? Hello?
Ella aparece contenta de que David haya venido porque se estaba sintiendo sola. David le dice que salió a escondidas de la mansión y que solo fue a buscarla. No puede quedarse a jugar. Él le pide que lo acompañe a Collingwood, pero la niña no quiere.
I don't want to go to your house. But you have to, Sarah. There's someone there who wants to talk to you. Who? His name is Joe Haskell. He's a good friend of Maggie Evans. He thinks that you know who kidnapped her. Maggie. Do you know Sarah? All I know is I have a friend named Maggie. And that's all you know? What else should I know? Well, I didn't think you would know anything. But you still better come back with me. He'll still want to talk to you. I don't want to go to your house. Let's play catch.
David acepta jugar con ella, solo unos minutos, con la condición de que luego regrese con él. Pero como Sarah no desea ir a Collingwood, arroja la pelota a los arbustos para distraerlo.
Oh, Sarah.
Cuando él se da vuelta, ella se ha ido.
Sarah? Sarah? Sarah?
Frustrado, David entra a buscarla al mausoleo. Tengamos presente que él aún no se ha dado cuenta de que su amiga es un fantasma. Él cree que Sara es solo una niña extraña que conoce muchos secretos.
Oh, Sarah. Wait. I bet I know where you're hiding.
Así que no es raro que piense que ella pudo haberse escondido en la habitación secreta.
Sarah?
Sin embargo, no hay rastro de ella.
Why did you stop?
I thought I had a sensation.
What?
Never mind.
Al escuchar las voces, David se esconde rápidamente. Los dos hombres entran al mausoleo.
There's nothing here.
No.
She isn't here and there's no point in us staying. Shall we go?
I suppose. Willie, wait a minute.
Why?
Open the panel.
Panel? Well, you don't think she's in there, do you?
I've got to be sure.
Well, she wouldn't be in there. You know that.
Be quiet, Willie. Don't argue with me. Open the panel.
Nothing's been disturbed.
Yes.
A Willie no le gusta ese lugar y está ansioso por irse.
You're frightened of this place, aren't you?
Gives me the creeps.
Why? Because of the presence of death.
Maybe. Everybody's afraid to die.
There are far worse fates.
I wouldn't know about that.
Willie, you're a coward. You always will be.
You're scared too.
Not of death.
You're scared of her.
I could never be afraid of her. She would never bring harm to me.
You keep saying that, but I'm not sure you believe
Be
it.
quiet, Willie. You know nothing about her.
I only know what you've told me.
Barnabás vuelve a rememorar a la pequeña Sara, describiéndola como una niña gentil, incapaz de dañar a nadie. Incluso no le gustaba que ningún ser vivo sufriera o le pasara algo malo.
Once we had a dog, a pet dog. He grew old and had to be put out of his misery. She was inconsolable. I had to comfort her. Night after night, she would go to sleep in my arms, and I would dry her tears.
Well, why is she here now?
I don't know. Wish I did.
Si analizamos con detenimiento las palabras de Barnabás, podemos intuir el por qué Sara ha evitado mostrarse ante su hermano. Ella está enojada con él, enojada y decepcionada de su proceder. La sensible niña está al tanto de lo que su hermano le ha hecho a varias personas, y aunque no lo haya comentado con nadie, reprocha esa actitud. Ella está muy dolida con él.
open the panel.
Okay.
Let me out! Let me out! Let me out! Let me out!
Después de este episodio, siguen varios más, centrados en la búsqueda de David. Caroline y Joe se han dado cuenta de que el niño no está por ningún rincón de la mansión y temen que haya ido a buscar a Sarah. Ambos asumen la culpa de que esto haya ocurrido.
Please, somebody, let me out of here! Help me!
Victoria llega y se alarma al enterarse de lo ocurrido. Ella acepta quedarse en caso de que David regrese, mientras Caroline y Joe salen a buscarlo por el bosque.
Help! Help! Nobody can hear me. Nobody.
La chica no quiere ser pesimista y reconoce que quizá no debería decirlo, pero le revela a Joe que desde hace algún tiempo la han estado invadiendo muchos sentimientos de fatalidad.
What do you mean?
I've been having nightmares for weeks now. And in them, I could sense some disaster that was about to strike. I didn't know what it was, only that it was going to happen. But I thought it was going to happen to me, not to David.
I thought I heard. Sarah? Is that you? Sarah, I know you're around here someplace. Sarah, why don't you come? Sarah, where are you? Sarah! Sarah!
Wait a minute.
Why?
I thought I saw something moving over there, a figure.
Who is it?
Who's that?
Willie sale de entre los árboles.
What are you doing prowling around the woods in the middle of the night?
Collecting firewood.
At this hour?
Yeah. And you? What are you doing here?
We're looking for David.
David?
Yeah, he's disappeared.
You haven't seen him around anywhere, have you?
Oh, I haven't seen a thing.
Joe se pregunta si David podría estar en la casa vieja y sugiere ir a dar un vistazo, ya que están muy cerca de allí. Pero Willie les dice que el niño no está allá.
How do you know for sure?
Well, he couldn't get into the house. It's locked up tight.
Oh, David is famous for getting into places where he's not supposed to
I
be.
think we better go take a look.
You can't do that.
Why not?
Of course, Mr. Collins doesn't want anybody prowling around the house.
Well, I don't see any reason why Mr. Collins would object if he knew that what we were looking for.
If we tell him
Now,
we're
look,
looking
there's
for
no point in
David-
going to the house because he's not there. I would have seen him.
Really?
Now, good night.
La reacción de Willie despierta las sospechas de Joe y Caroline.
It's almost as if he's hiding something.
There is a way out. Barnabas said, open the panel, Willie. But how did he do it? How?
Vicky.
Barnabás encuentra a Victoria visiblemente angustiada. Y ella le cuenta que David se escapó de la casa hace horas y aún no saben nada de él. Que Joe y Caroline lo andan buscando por el bosque. Barnabás está seguro de que lo encontrarán y le pide a Vicky que trate de calmarse, pero ella no puede. De solo pensar que está tan oscuro allá afuera y lo tarde que es, se preocupa aún más. Él se ofrece a hacerle compañía hasta que tengan noticias del niño.
I keep thinking that if I look hard enough out into the dark, I'll see him.
Barnabás nota lo unida que es Victoria con David. Y ella reconoce que él se ha vuelto muy importante en su vida. Es casi como si fuera su hermanito menor.
If anything happened to him, I don't know what I'd do.
But nothing has happened, I'm sure of it.
I'm trying to believe that. It's so frightening.
I understand.
Sorry, I told myself I wouldn't cry.
Don't apologize. Caring for someone never requires an apology.
It's got to be all right. It's got to.
Come, put your head in my shoulder and cry all you want. Nobody will hear you but me.
Vicky? Vicky? I'm over here.
La pareja informa que fueron a todos los lugares donde David podría estar jugando, pero no encontraron nada. Barnabás se acerca a saludar y explica que Vicky le contó lo ocurrido y se quedó a acompañarla mientras esperaban noticias. Él ofrece su ayuda en caso de ser necesario.
I can't understand why David has disappeared into the middle of the night.
Well, I'm afraid it's my fault.
Your fault?
Yes, I sent him out to find someone, a little girl we were searching for.
Joe, it is not your fault. You didn't send David out. He sneaked out of the house.
Well, I certainly suggested it.
Who is this little girl?
Her name is Sarah.
David's imaginary playmate?
Well, we're not so sure she is imaginary.
You're not.
No, we think she's real. She might be able to tell us what happened to Maggie.
Well, why do you say that?
Well, for one thing, because she showed up at Sam's cottage after Maggie disappeared. She told Sam where to look for Maggie.
Y justo Sam la encontró donde la niña le dijo que estaría, así que ella debe saber algo. Barnabás se perturba al saber que David probablemente fue a buscar a Sarah, con la esperanza de ayudar a descubrir la identidad del secuestrador.
Did he say where he was looking?
No, he said it was a secret.
A secret?
Joe le explica que David había comentado que él y Sarah tenían un lugar secreto donde jugar, pero no quiso decirles dónde era.
Joe, you better phone the sheriff.
Willie?
Barnabás regresa a la casa vieja buscando ansiosamente a Willie.
Willie!
Cuando le pregunta por David, Willie le dice que no lo ha visto hace días.
Well, we've got to look for him before anybody else finds him.
Why are you so worried about David?
Isn't that obvious?
Well, you really think he knows where Sarah is?
Perhaps he might know.
Then why hasn't he showed up with her? Why hasn't he brought her back to Collinwood?
I don't know.
Para Willie, la respuesta es obvia, porque no sabe dónde está. Y aun si la encontrara, Sarah no le diría nada. Él mismo se lo ha dicho cientos de veces, que su hermanita no lo delataría, pero Barnabás ya no sabe qué creer.
What if he does know too much? What happens then?
You know the answer to that.
Well, you wouldn't harm him, would you?
Well, of course, I'd have to do what was necessary.
Barnabas. He's only a little boy, and a Collins. Wait, you wouldn't harm a member of your own family, would you?
It would certainly be regrettable.
Barnabas.
Willie, I haven't said I decided to do anything. I merely want to find the boy and find out how much he knows.
That must be the sheriff.
El sheriff Patterson llega a Collingwood. David lleva 6 horas desaparecido y se pregunta si el niño podría haber sido secuestrado.
No.
Caroline teme pensar en esa posibilidad, especialmente con un maníaco aún suelto.
Vicky! Carolyn, don't start imagining things.
Vicky's right, Carolyn. Calm down.
Sheriff, you've got to find David. You've just got to.
Después de haber buscado por toda la finca, Joe cree que David está en la casa vieja, el único lugar que él y Caroline no pudieron revisar. Victoria les recuerda que cuando Barnabás hizo la fiesta de disfraces, ella creyó ver a una niña que tiene las mismas características que Sarah.
Well, that settles it.
You think David went to the old house to look for Sarah?
I think it's very possible that a room in that old house is the secret hiding place that David was talking about.
But, Joe, they couldn't sneak in there all the time without somebody seeing them.
Well, maybe not. But I think we ought to go take a look. What do you say, Sheriff?
Well, if there's even a chance that David is there, I think it's worth a try.
Ambos hombres emprenden camino.
Oh, Sheriff Haskell.
Mr. Collins?
Una vez en la casa vieja, le manifiestan a Barnabás su deseo de revisar la casa. Tanto él como Willie descartan la sugerencia de que Sarah y David se hayan estado colando dentro para jugar. Pero en vista de la insistencia, a Barnabás no le queda más remedio que permitirles inspeccionar todas las habitaciones. Joe sube las escaleras y el sheriff va a revisar la parte trasera de la casa. A solas con Barnabás, Willie le cuestiona que los haya dejado revisar, pero él le explica que no tuvo otra opción para no levantar sospechas. Al sirviente le aterra la idea de que quieran explorar el sótano, pero Barnabás le recuerda que eso aún no ha ocurrido.
So they might search the coffin room and they find your coffin.
Willie, be quiet, you fool.
They know everything.
Be quiet, Willie. And I meant it.
Okay. But don't pretend you're not scared. You're just as scared as I am. The sun will be rising in a few minutes. You gotta get to your coffin.
I know.
Well, we've got to get rid of them. We've got to.
Let me handle this. Here's the sheriff. Joe! Now I'm coming.
La búsqueda ha sido infructuosa.
Did you have any luck?
No. You?
No. All I found was a lot of empty rooms.
I was afraid you gentlemen were wasting your time.
Ya han buscado por todas partes, excepto en el sótano, que está cerrado. Cuando cuestionan a Barnabás sobre este lugar, él les asegura que allí no hay nada. La puerta ha estado herméticamente cerrada desde que él se instaló en la casa vieja. Aún así, el sheriff insiste en buscar allí, y Barnabás miente sobre haber extraviado la llave.
We could break it down.
Break it down.
Why not, if there's nothing valuable down there?
I can't let you do that.
Why?
Well, I can't allow you to destroy family property.
Listen, I can repair the door later.
But I insist. I can't possibly allow you to do that.
Why not?
Well, for one thing, it isn't necessary. And David's not down there. There's nothing down there.
Why do you object to my taking a look?
I don't object. It's just that I...
Sheriff! Sheriff!
Caroline entra muy agitada para avisar que uno de los agentes recibió el aviso sobre un niño pequeño que fue visto caminando por la carretera de la playa, como a 3 kilómetros de Collinsport, y la descripción coincide con la de David. El trío se va, pero no antes de que Joe lance miradas sospechosas en dirección a Barnabás.
Yes.
Antes de ir a su ataúd, Barnabás le ordena a Willie que a lo largo del día averigüe si en realidad encontraron a David, y si no es así, que continúe con la búsqueda. Y una vez que lo encuentre, que lo traiga a la casa vieja. Él después decidirá qué hacer con él. En Collingwood, el reloj anuncia que son las 6:30 de la mañana, cuando Roger regresa de su viaje a Boston. Algo extrañado por ver las luces aún encendidas, se encuentra a Victoria dormida en el sofá.
Vicky.
Roger,
I just passed the sheriff in the driveway. What's happened?
it's David.
What about him?
He's disappeared.
Disappeared?
Help! Help! Please, somebody! Help me! Help me! Help me!
What time did he disappear?
Carolyn said it was sometime between 7 and 8.
Carolyn?
I wasn't here.
Well, where were you?
I was out with Burke. Carolyn said she'd keep an eye on David for me.
I thought we paid you to take care of my son.
Sorry, Roger.
Roger demanda saber los detalles de su desaparición y se entera que Joe Haskell había ido a la mansión para pedirle a David que lo ayudara a encontrar a Sarah.
So Haskell sent him out to search for this child after dark. That was brilliant of him.
No, it wasn't anything like that. David volunteered to go out himself, and Joe and Carolyn said that he couldn't go out, but he sneaked out anyway.
Well, Carolyn knew that he wanted to go out, and she didn't keep an eye on him.
It wasn't her fault. No one can keep an eye on David all the time.
All I know is my son was supposedly left in the care of responsible adults. He's disappeared for an entire night, and no one seems willing to claim the responsibility.
Vicky, yes.
En ese momento, entran Carolyn y Joe, y un enojado Roger responsabiliza a los tres por la desaparición de su hijo.
Uncle Roger, please. We do have some news. News?
Carolyn les explica lo del niño que avistaron en las afueras de Collinsport, y de inmediato Roger decide ir con Joe para unirse al grupo de búsqueda del sheriff Patterson. Mientras tanto, en la habitación secreta, David, que ha estado despierto toda la noche, lucha contra el sueño. Afuera del mausoleo, el cuidador recorre el cementerio.
That was closed last night. Somebody opened it. Is anybody in there? Is anybody in there?
Help! 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 Help!
Pero el cuidador se horroriza ante la voz que parece venir de las tumbas.
There's no help for you. No help is possible. You must rest. Rest.
Creyendo que se trata de un espíritu errante, se aleja asustado de la cripta de los Collins.
I know somebody's out there. Please, don't go away. Please. Where are you? Why don't you answer me? Help!
Joe y Roger ven al anciano a lo lejos y deciden acercarse. Al principio, el hombre teme que ellos puedan ser fantasmas, pero luego se da cuenta de que no es así, que están vivos.
Oh, what on earth is he talking about?
Let me talk to him. Sir, have you seen a little boy? Little boy? His name is David. David? He's about 9 years old and about this tall. He has light brown hair. David? Yes, David. You've seen him?
Where?
He lies buried not far from here.
Buried?
David Brewster, drowned at sea. The sea is his grave.
No, you don't understand, sir. We're talking about a boy who's alive.
El cuidador continúa divagando, mientras que Roger está perdiendo la paciencia. Él les alerta que deben irse, porque los muertos están inquietos. Él lo sabe porque escuchó sus voces llamando, pidiendo ayuda. Aunque Roger no está convencido, Joe no quiere dejar el lugar sin antes revisar el mausoleo.
Well, maybe one of my ancestors was kicking up a fuss.
Are you Collins?
Roger Collins.
If you value your lives, you must go. Go.
Well, I can't say that he's not amusing.
David, agotado por la angustia y el trasnocho, se ha quedado profundamente dormido.
Well, you see anything?
No. All right, where do we go from here?
I think we should rejoin the sheriff and his men.
Okay, but first I think we ought to find a phone and call Collinwood. They may have had some news.
Well, that's the first sensible thing you've said so far today.
Shall we go?
Who's out there? Who is it? Help! 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 Help!
Joe.
Joe se presenta en casa de su novia, visiblemente cansado tras una infructuosa búsqueda. Ella le informa que su padre Sam también se unió a los grupos de búsqueda. Joe le dice que ni siquiera encontraron al niño que una mujer había informado haber visto.
Couldn't have just vanished.
I'm almost willing to believe he did.
Joe.
I'm not joking, Maggie. We all know there's something very strange going on in this town. But I'm beginning to think that it's something so strange that
What?
it borders on the supernatural.
What do you mean supernatural?
Well, I mean, there's just so much that doesn't seem to add up. You're disappearing. This little kid who comes and goes and nobody seems able to locate. And now David.
Pero Maggie quiere pensar que hay algún tipo de explicación lógica para todo lo que está pasando. Quizá David podría haberse alejado demasiado de la casa mientras buscaba a Sarah y se perdió. A fin de cuentas, hay cientos de hectáreas de bosque alrededor de la mansión y un niño pequeño podría perderse por mucho tiempo. Aún así, ella intuye que David está bien. Joe se culpa por lo ocurrido y Maggie lo reprende por eso. Él no envió al niño a buscar a Sarah. Él quiso escaparse. Culpándose, no va a ayudar a David.
Now you stop that. I'm not going to listen to another word of it.
Okay. You're good for me when I'm feeling down, you know that?
I try to be.
Joe le avisa que debe ser el Dr. Goodard, a quien le pidió que pasara por allí para conversar con él.
Hello, Maggie.
No, Dr. Woodard.
Hello, Joe. Listen, I got your message. What do you want to see me about?
Joe manifiesta que hay dos cosas que lo están molestando mucho, y ambas involucran a la doctora Hoffman. Antes de que continúe, el médico lo interrumpe para asegurarle que su colega es una profesional muy competente. Pero se sorprende cuando se entera que durante las visitas de rutina que suele hacerle a Maggie, se limita a tomarle el pulso y escuchar sus latidos cardíacos.
That's all.
That's all? You mean she doesn't ask you questions about the past, or will give you association tests of any kind?
No.
Now listen, Maggie is perfectly fine, except for that lapse of memory, so why does that woman keep coming here?
She must have her reasons, Joe.
Well, I wish you'd find out what they are.
Well, all right, I'll try. I'll talk to Julia again.
Joe le dice que el otro día Sam y él salieron a buscar a Sarah cerca de la casa vieja y allí se encontraron con la doctora Hoffman. Goodard asume que estaba visitando a Barnabás o conversando con él.
That's just it. Collins wasn't there. She was alone in the house. And her excuse for being there was pretty feeble.
Well, what was it?
That old story about posing as an historian.
Well, she probably was.
For whose benefit? She was alone in the house, all alone.
I agree. It doesn't seem to make much sense.
There's a lot about her that doesn't make any sense. And why is she always hanging around that house? What does she suspect? Look.
Goddard le confiesa que él también le ha hecho esas mismas preguntas, y cada vez que lo hace, ella dice no estar lista o que no puede responderle. Para Joe es simple. Ella debe estar ocultando algo, y advierte que si persiste en su idea de guardar secretos, probablemente Sam le impida que continúe tratando a su hija. Goddard promete que hablará con su colega, le comentará cómo se sienten ellos al respecto, y tal vez recapacite y le dé una idea de lo que tiene en mente. Eso tranquiliza un poco los ánimos de Joe.
Is that, all?
No. There's Sarah.
Sarah? Well, what about her?
Joe comienza a sentir que hay algo muy raro en esa niña. En los archivos del registro local e incluso en los de la policía, nadie puede identificarla. Y nadie la ha visto nunca, aparte de Maggie, de Sam y de unas cuantas personas en Collingwood, pero hasta allí. Luego está la forma en que sigue apareciendo ocasionalmente, para luego desaparecer de nuevo. No tiene ningún sentido. Goddard se entera de que la niña visitó recientemente la habitación de Maggie y le dejó su muñeca mientras ella dormía. Lo extraño es que no había forma alguna de que la niña pudiera entrar, ya que las puertas y las ventanas estaban muy bien cerradas.
I wonder if you'd let me take a look at that doll.
Sure, I'll get it for you.
Cuando Maggie le muestra la muñeca, el médico se la pide prestada. Por alguna razón, tiene el presentimiento de que podría averiguar algo muy importante sobre ella.
Hello.
You?
I scared you, didn't I?
Well, where did you come from?
Around.
Willie le cuenta que mucha gente la está buscando, especialmente Barnabás. Él quiere llevarla a su casa, pero Sarah le dice que no puede, porque primero tiene que ayudar a alguien que está perdido.
David Collins?
Yes, David.
Well, don't you know where he is?
No. Sometimes I almost know where he is, but then I'm not sure.
Willie comienza a preguntarle sobre la amistad de ellos dos, en un intento por saber si Sarah le ha contado al niño sobre la verdadera naturaleza de Barnabás. Ella admite que han hablado de varias cosas, y entre ellas de algunos secretos.
What secret?
Some of them are big and some of them are small.
Now, you shouldn't go around telling other people's secrets.
I don't mind telling David. I just told him the biggest secret I know.
What did you tell her?
I can't tell you that. Then it wouldn't be a secret anymore.
Willie intenta que ella confíe en él y le dice que pueden ser amigos. Pero ella se molesta con su interrogatorio y cuando él le dice de llevarla a casa de Barnabás, en un descuido simplemente desaparece.
Sarah? Sarah! Sarah! gotta see you. It's important. Can you come down to the old house with me?
No, it's not possible. I said I'd stay here and answer the phone in case there's a message from David.
Well, I gotta talk to you. You alone?
Yes, everybody was up most of the night and they're resting now.
Can we go in there?
I suppose so. Now, Willie, I don't think you ought to come here unless it's absolutely necessary. People are asking enough questions as it is.
I told you this is important.
Well, what is it? Is something wrong about Barnabas?
No.
Julia se entera de su encuentro con Sara en el bosque y le resulta extraño que la niña no sepa nada sobre el paradero de David.
Strange. I thought she would.
Willie le confía su principal temor: que Sara le haya contado a David sobre el secreto que esconde Barnabás y que esto signifique la muerte del niño.
Barnabas said that?
He said he'd have to do what was necessary. You know what he meant, don't you?
Yes. Oh, if David finds out the truth, he'll tell everyone as soon as he's found. Well, our experiments, everything will be nothing.
Well, what are we going to do?
I don't know. I think we just have to hope that David doesn't know as much as we suspect he does.
And if he does?
We'll cross that bridge when the time comes.
What am I going to tell Barnabas?
Nothing.
Wow, I gotta tell him I saw Sarah.
No.
Julia sabe que Barnabás hará preguntas y las respuestas serán la sentencia de muerte de David.
It isn't easy to lie to Barnabas.
I know, but you've got to do it for David's sake.
I'll try. I don't know if I can get away with it. But I'll try.
Tocan a la puerta. Se trata del Dr. Goodard, quien se sorprende de ver a Willie allí.
Thank you for bringing the book, Willie, and thank Mr. Collins.
Will you be at the old house later?
Perhaps I'll try.
Tell Mr. Collins.
You seem to have gotten chummy with all the residents of the old house.
Not really with Willie. He's a difficult young man to get to know.
All the same, the place seems to hold some fascination for you. Joe Haskell saw you down there the other day, prowling around all by yourself.
Let's go in there.
Los médicos pasan al salón donde Goodard la cuestiona por su poca atención a Maggie Evans.
Sam and Joe are both convinced that you're not doing anything to help Maggie get her memory back.
That's absurd.
Is it?
Julia comienza a hacerse la ofendida y le dice que no permitirá que sus métodos sean cuestionados por él, ni por nadie. Y si ese es el motivo de su visita, tendrá que pedirle que se vaya. Goodard le dice que en realidad las razones son otras. Y le manifiesta su creencia de que ha tropezado con algo en Collingwood, que pudiera ser sobrenatural.
Sarah.
La que aparece y desaparece únicamente ante ciertas personas, la niña del vestido extraño, y por último, el hecho de que debe vivir muy cerca de allí, y sin embargo, nadie puede localizarla. Julia intenta crear otra red de mentiras para desviar las sospechas de su colega, pero Goodard refuerza su hipótesis mostrándole la muñeca que la niña le dejó a Maggie y que él ha hecho examinar con una experta.
Go on. Take a look at it.
A simple vista, la muñeca parece nueva, como recién salida de una juguetería. No tiene ningún rasguño. El material está en excelentes condiciones. La pintura ni siquiera ha comenzado a despegarse.
All right. What about it?
Miss Spence examined that doll very carefully. She came up with some rather startling conclusions. No doll like that has been made in years. It's an antique, Julia.
An antique?
That doll, Sarah's doll, may appear to be brand new, but in reality, it's over 150 years old.
Where's Willie?
Barnabas Collins se ha levantado molesto porque su sirviente tenía instrucciones precisas de informarle al atardecer de cualquier novedad sobre la búsqueda de David.
He must not have had any luck because he said nothing to me about it.
Well, either that, or he did find out something and is afraid to tell me. Well, I'll deal with him later. But right now, the business at hand is to find David. And I shall before this night is over.
Barnabas está convencido de que Sarah le ha revelado su secreto al niño y por lo tanto es una amenaza para su existencia.
What will you do?
What would you have me do? Sit idly by and let him destroy me? And you too, Doctor. You have as much to lose as I have. It will be a pity if David has to be done away with. I was growing very fond of him. But if I have to choose between sentiments and survival, I'll choose survival.
I can't help hoping that someone else finds him before you do.
You know, for a professional person and a doctor, it's astonishing how many traits you share with Willie, squeamishness being one of them.
I'd hardly call it squeamish, not wanting to see a child die at the hands of a
What, Doctor?
Barnabas, I warn you, if you harm David, you'll be writing your own death warrant.
There may be one or two death warrants written regardless of what happens to David. And you can pass that on to Willie when you see him.
Barnabas pasa primero por Collingwood para averiguar si hay alguna noticia sobre David. Allí se entera que el sheriff Patterson y sus hombres ya han buscado en un radio de 8 kilómetros y aún no han encontrado nada. Victoria teme que David haya tenido un terrible accidente o se haya convertido en víctima del estrangulador de Collinsport. Barnabas rechaza esa sugerencia y trata de consolar a la angustiada institutriz. Ella le menciona el encuentro de Joe y Roger con el cuidador del cementerio, aunque resultó ser una falsa alarma.
What was that?
They asked him if he'd seen David, and he said he hadn't.
Was that all?
Oh, no. He told them that he'd heard voices coming from the Collins mausoleum.
Voices? Please go on.
Well, the caretaker said that he'd heard the voices of the dead calling to him. I should explain that he's very old and a bit strange.
I see. Then Roger and Joe didn't believe him.
No, but they decided to search the mausoleum, just in case.
Aunque Vicky le cuenta que el lugar estaba vacío y no escucharon absolutamente nada, Barnabas sabe que esas voces pueden significar que David está encerrado en la habitación secreta. Rápidamente se despide, afirmando que se unirá a la búsqueda.
This is very good of you to be so concerned about David. But it's getting late. Perhaps you shouldn't be out in the woods alone at this hour.
You forget that I'm more used to the dark than most men. I assure you, no harm will come to me.
David, todavía prisionero dentro de la habitación secreta, rompe su navaja en un intento de abrir el panel.
Sarah, you said you could help Maggie when she was lost. Sarah, why can't you help me? Please, Sarah, if you don't get me out of here, I'm gonna starve.
Good evening.
El cuidador se encuentra con Barnabás e inicialmente cree que está frente a un fantasma, ya que él ha mantenido los archivos del cementerio durante 35 años y ha visto en ellos su retrato.
Barnabas Collins is dead. He died in England over 100 years ago.
Barnabás le explica que él solo es descendiente del Barnabás original e intenta interrogarlo sobre David, pero el anciano divaga en cómo él puede verse igual al que murió hace más de 150 años.
The ring on your finger is the same too. And the cane.
Barnabás comienza a perder la paciencia. El cuidador solo le ha dicho que el señor Roger y un hombre más joven estuvieron preguntando por el niño desaparecido y él les dijo que no lo había visto por allí.
But you also told them something else. You said that you had heard voices coming from inside the Collins mausoleum.
If you already knew that, why did you ask?
Did you hear voices or didn't you?
Why do you want to know?
Did you hear voices or didn't you?
I did. But it wasn't the boy that I heard.
How do you know?
Because the boy is alive. What I heard this afternoon was the voice of someone dead.
Someone dead?
Yes, the dead make their presence known in many ways. Sometimes they speak, sometimes they knock.
Perhaps if I go to the mausoleum, the voice will talk to me.
A pesar de las advertencias del cuidador sobre andar por el cementerio de noche, Barnabás ya ha decidido que va a revisar el mausoleo.
Please, someone come and help me. I can help you, David.
Finalmente, la niña ha aparecido.
Sarah!
Aunque David no entiende cómo pudo entrar, ella le dice que puede entrar en cualquier parte.
That's another one of my secrets.
David le comenta que está muy enojado con ella por haberlo dejado solo. Él pensó que ella se había escondido en la habitación secreta y por eso entró a buscarla. Cuando estaba por irse, escuchó las voces de Barnabás y Willy y tuvo que cerrar el panel para que no lo descubrieran a él ni a la habitación secreta.
And you know, that's another thing I have to talk to you about. They already knew about it, because they came in here. What did you do? Well, I didn't want them to find me, so I had to hide in this coffin.
That was very clever of you, David.
Yeah, well, it was also pretty spooky, hiding in a coffin.
David le hace ver que le mostró la forma en que podía entrar, pero no le enseñó cómo salir de allí. Ella se disculpa y le dice que llegó para ayudarlo, pero primero él debe volver a prometerle que no le contará a nadie sobre el lugar, ya que sigue siendo su habitación secreta.
But Sarah, how can it be a secret? Barnabas and Willie already know about it.
You just have to promise, that's all.
Okay, if you get me out of here.
Okay.
La niña le va dando las indicaciones a David, y él no pierde tiempo en seguirlas. Sin embargo, una vez que el panel está abierto, Sarah ha desaparecido de nuevo. Pero él no va a esperar por ella. Debe irse a casa. Así que sale de allí.
Sombras tenebrosas.